All right.
Oh, hold on, wait.
We are on.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Welcome
We
to
are.
another episode of Relationship Shifts. And
Wow.
we
There
are
you go.
super excited to host this last relationships of 2019.
Of the decade.
And of yes, indeed.
The end of an
Indeed.
era. The end of an era.
Oh man. Well, we can talk about why it's the end of an era. Okay, yay, yay. All right, just in time, girl. You're just in time. You're just in time.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, dang, I ain't got my shirt on. Dang. Okay.
Well, we got you covered.
Okay, thank you. All right. Yeah, so we are here, end of the decade. How are y'all feeling?
Man, listen, I'm so pumped. I'm so ready. I can't even.
I know. And like I have to say, Black Tantra Group, we've accomplished a lot in the year we've been existing. Have we not? I'm proud of us.
We have. I'm sorry.
indeed.
I'm sharing this out right now to like the world right now.
Oh,
To make sure
okay.
the world.
Yes.
I'm just make sure the world is on.
But we about to get it in. It's a special edition. I'm so excited. Okay.
The last of the decade. The decade is over. And let me tell you, this decade has been a lot of shit.
Has it, Maisha? Let's talk about it.
All right, let's get it. I mean, we're gonna get into lessons, but I just gotta say, in this decade, I moved. I got divorced. You know, had some very interesting hoedom time. I had some strange relationships. I tried dating. I mean, this decade is peace. I'm good. Ready.
Okay. What about you, Ricardo? What's this decade been like for you?
It's been joyful, sorrowful, and accomplished. All rolled in one. I've surmounted some obstacles that I didn't know was coming, and I've accomplished some things, including what we've accomplished here with Black Tantra Group. And as far as personally, I feel that in this particular decade of this year, I've grown a lot. I've released a whole lot of stuff, so I'm truly grateful.
I shaded that. Miss Sarah Dion.
Let's see.
Sarah Dion.
Oh my God. Okay, Riz. Let me see. I graduated college in 2010. And that was like a whole diversion from my life. Up to that part, it was just like very conservative and, repressed. And then I was like launched into energy work, Tantra, and what have you. So it's just been interesting to kind of see my mindset coming from a very staunch religious perspective to now into the more spiritual, whole thought, new thought reality in terms of relationships.
Wait, we're not going to get into that yet. We're not going to get into we got to bring the juice. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll hold that. But yeah, I also went through my Saturn return. It's closing out. So, just watching my whole growth and like the shit I've been through. I'm really happy that I made it. Yes. And that I'm here to turn it around for 2020. So yes.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah. My last decade has been highly eventful. I'm gonna tell y'all, I know this last decade, my that journey of consciousness and being aware is what really kicked off. Like before 2010, like, I had some kind of idea, but I really wasn't in it, right? So this last decade really opened my mind a lot. I've lost a lot, but in that loss, I've also gained. And I've grown to realize why I lost all those things, all those people, all those opportunities. And it's been a mixture, like, getting trained in my, holistic practices, my father passing, my grandparents passing, moving, traveling. And it's really been, I'll say this, it's been so transformative, because every experience I'm realizing what parts of myself needed to develop to propel me for this next journey moving forward. So I am grateful. And
yes,
now,
indeed.
okay. And now, do we get into the countdown now? Yeah, who gonna start this off? Because let me tell you, and I hope for y'all who are watching, y'all have submitted some of your lessons, because we about to get into it, honey. We not here to sugarcoat. We about to keep it all the way real, because a lot of things we recognize this decade, we can't be taking that shit into 2020. So let's get into it. Who wants to go first? Not really.
Ziggy.
Okay, so, dang, about love, sex, and relationships. Well, I'm gonna say about myself. One of the things that I realized is that I needed to date me more, because I have been, okay, and people who know the story, I've been always very sexual, but then also a relationship hopper. So I would get out of one relationship and get right into the next, or date somebody and then get right into the next, and really had no time to date myself. So dating myself is very important. And another lesson I learned was making sure that my connections are from an authentic space, meaning I had to learn the difference between who I would consider womb choices, meaning we're really not supposed to be together, but because I recognize this energy in you that needs to be healed, I didn't know how to differentiate that from this is just a healing experience from, maybe we need to get into a relationship. So that's another thing. Another thing in relationships was learning about my language, not just love language, but the effect that my words, my tone, my overall energy has, and how contagious it can be and contribute to, good times or not so good times. Number 4 relationship was opening myself up to my non-type. What does that mean? That means that my type apparently hasn't been working. Duh. So let me go for what is the opposite of my type and see how that works out. Like, open myself up, And the 5th thing is sex is important. I'm gonna just put that out there. It is. We can act like it's not. I'm no longer going to lie to myself or allow other people to be like, girl, it's not that important. Yes, it is. And that's what I got to say. So that's my top 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I was trying to think of more in-depth, spiritually inclined stuff, but I'm like, I'm just going to keep it real. This is what sex, it is what it is. Like, I enjoy sex a lot. So let it be as spiritual and as healing as possible. So, I have to be open to teaching men who don't know and have patience because they have not been trained to know. I'll leave that. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that, Riziki. Tell it.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I kind of jacked up the mood, but
well, I'll go ahead with mine then.
Okay.
So this one is kind of a 2-pronged one. Out the gate. If you just because you want to fuck somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you have to. It really doesn't. Going back to what Riziki was saying about like love languages, like everybody's just not a good fit for you, no matter, whether it's sexual compatibility, whether it's love languages, or it's just like, no, you just need to not be around this person. And then the second part of that is just because you're aroused by something doesn't, I mean, yes, it could end in a sexual encounter, but maybe that arousal is really something else. I used to have a saying, and I actually stopped saying it. I used to say, I don't know if I want to fuck that person or if I want to be that person. And what I realized, I know it sounds crazy, but what I realized was what I was experiencing in that moment was seeing their greatness and seeing my reflection in that greatness. So I was like confusing it for being like, ooh, I have to engage myself with this person. It's like, not necessarily. That arousal could just be like a inner creative thing, or it could be like, okay, this is a good opportunity for y'all to connect and network, or maybe it's like some sort of soulmate type thing, but it doesn't necessarily have to end in sex. But just being mindful of how you're connecting with other people. So that's my two-pronged one. Number 3 was the importance of setting boundaries. I didn't realize how I didn't have a sense of where my boundaries were. And also not because of that lack, not understanding how other people's boundaries work. So just a couple of missteps with how I engaged in relationships, how I didn't honor my yes and my no in certain situations. And now I'm caught up, not realizing like what the issue was. So boundaries.
That's important.
Another thing that I wrote down was realizing, how do I say this? Looking at the experiences that I've had and understanding how connected it is to my parents and ancestral stuff. Everything, like for me, like I can look at my face and I can see what comes from my mother, what comes from my father or whatever. But really looking at 2019 without calling them out, I know which parent gave me my libido. Honestly, which parent gave me my libido. My communication style, just how I'm received by people. Like I've had relationships where I've been accused of cheating. That's some shit my mother went through with many different relationships. And I'm just like, how the fuck is this happening? I'm not doing anything. I'm not cheating. I'm not this. I'm not that. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, wait, mother went through this shit too. So just understanding, I know Riziki loves to talk about epigenetics and all that stuff, but the importance of the understanding.
Yeah, I was like, I was going to touch on that, but go ahead, because that is important for a lot of us to realize. Yeah, go ahead.
But just realizing that a lot of the experiences that we have may have happened all the way back, generations upon generations upon generations. And we're sitting up here in 2019 going, why the fuck is this happening? And it's related to something that our great-great-granny went through.
Can I pause you right there for a second? Because I'm so mad I didn't even think of this shit myself. Because you absolutely right. Like, and moving forward, like, oh my God, this is like that point right there is literally, I feel like 50 to 60% of our relationship itch. Because we have to realize a lot of our relationship patterns, thoughts, and habits are based off of the things we've been taught. So, and back to what you were talking about, epigenetics. So I talk about what we were taught, meaning things that we've seen, right? And we just learned. And then what we caught. Because, and then like hearing you when we go through these things, like, well, where the hell did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this same experience trickling down to me? And as practitioners, we're understanding energy. and how sometimes energetically we can take on other people's stuff and then it manifests into our reality. And what you're saying is so valid, and just encouraging people in this next decade. Yes, do that exercise. What Sarah just said, realize what thought patterns and behaviors came from your mom, from your father. Were they healthy? Were they unhealthy? And make a choice to continue it or change it. Point blank. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, definitely. And it's, I mean, even just not even thought patterns, but just your behavior. Just, you just doing stuff because this is the way that we've been doing it.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
And then number 5, you made a point earlier in my brain. I wanted to touch on it. Maybe it'll come back to me. Number 5 was letting go. Something that I am working on. I'll tell a quick story. I was in Miami over the summer. Long day at the beach, having a good time. Long story short, we went to this spot to order some food. They messed up our order and was arguing with us about how we ordered what we said we didn't order. And I'm going back and forth with the lady because I just want my food. So after we figured it out, I'm sitting in the car like huffing, like, why? And then I finally just sat there and I was like, I just don't know how to let shit go.
You break. Okay. Oh, you talking about the art of detachment?
Yeah.
That I was talking about earlier? Yeah, yeah. Saves my life. Saves my life. Yes.
So
let that shit go.
Yeah, so that me being upset about my food, which is not, I could understand other situations in my life where I'm constantly like battling over something that's really not that serious, or something that can just let go. So
or we're battling over shit we really can't control. You're breaking up too, sis.
Say it again.
I said you were breaking up, but also I said backing up what you said. But also sometimes we get attached to things we can't control,
right.
and we get all in that emotion, and it's like you want to do something but you can't. So why are you taking your body, your neurotransmitters? Why are you doing that to yourself? Like, you can't control what's happening, so stop doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
So that's
nothing
good.
is really in control. So.
Right. Facts. That's good stuff. All right, Mr. Ricardo. Here's some massive energy.
I have to say that
I
had some difficulty with this, right? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Just trying to kind of narrow down or think about some things. These 5 learned lessons, and I guess where the challenge came in for me was just kind of, I realized that I spend so much time in my head that I'm outside of self-awareness. So in looking back at this year, one of the things that resonated with me most, or came back to me, was that getting to know me more was important, and it was a milestone, just kind of, paying attention to how I show up for me, how I show up in the world, and, how people perceive me and how I perceive myself in relationship to that. So that was, I guess that's the first lesson for me, is, getting to know me more. And then following that is, I'm a care bearer when it comes to family and friends. And in getting to know me more, I realized, or I started to switch and became more of a care bearer for me. So, spending more time, health is always important to me. So, that's always on my priority list. But at the same time, spending quality time, doing things that are important to me, that I enjoy, even if I'm doing it by myself. And so In thinking back through the year, I was like, wow, I did these things because I wanted to do them. I didn't need to call up 3 or 4 friends to say, do you want to partake? Or I might just put it out there, being prepared that I'm going to go out and do it no matter what. And if they show up, they show up. If not, I'm going to put in the time because it's important to me. The third one, similar to, I think, Riziki, you mentioned it, and Sheridan as well, is boundaries.
Yeah.
For me, boundary shows up in terms of, again, being a care bear is creating space for me to be nurtured, to be.
Say that again. Say that again to the men who are watching.
Yeah, creating space for me to be nurtured, and to nurture myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize like how important that was to me, especially since not unlike yourself, Riziki, last year, or within the last year and a half, I lost, let me rephrase that. My maternal mother and a sister who was also a mother to me made that transition in the same year. And I was the care bearer for both of them on their journey. And I realized, I was like, wow, I've given so much and I love giving. I decided I needed to kind of ostracize myself from some of that, some of those experiences, within my family, so that I can replenish myself. And sometimes it's a difficult thing to shut people out so that you can, refuel and grow, or be reinforced. And so, as difficult as it was to kind of pull back, not respond so quickly to questions, texts, and phone calls, I realized that it allowed me the space to just blossom, to rejuvenate. And so then when I did respond, I'm not responding from a place of lack or being diminished or feeling diminished. And the fifth lesson, and maybe possibly the greatest one from my perspective, is presence, awareness, and mindfulness. Not only for myself, but in all my relationship interactions. I feel that this year in particular, with the workshops and retreats that we have done, and my practice of doing energy work, allowed me the opportunity to grow in presence, mindfulness, and awareness, and get out of my headspace. Being more in tune with my intuitive nature and not second guessing myself. And so that's what I share. Yes.
As a man, right? Because this is, man, I love your 5. And I know this is something Maisha talks about a lot, like owning your no, or like respecting your no, really. And when you were talking about, trying not to respond to the people who are always contacting you, is like sometimes we get so used to being accessible, we feel guilty when we're no longer accessible. Or there's a guilt that's associated with no. You know what I'm saying? So we'll feel guilty for dishonoring ourselves. I mean, like, we'll feel guilty for not honoring ourselves by saying no. And so so I thought that was very important. Now, the second part was, okay, as a man, because some of us were taught, you guys are more logical. You're more, so that transition of tapping into your, from this logical space, because we know how logical and analytical you could be,
right,
to that into intuitive space, because I think that space that you fit into is what allows the journey of you becoming more in tune with women and other parts of yourself very satisfying. So helping the other men realize tapping in or shifting to that side doesn't mean weakness, man. Like, just touch on
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think if anything else, I mean, I tend to use the reference to martial arts or martial science frequently, because I think it appeals to how men, it might relate to men, or because I can't use sports, because I'm just not into sports like that. But it's learning a technique or learning a form and then applying the form is mechanical. Learning how to anticipate your opponent's response requires more than just the form. It goes into your ability to be ready and centered within yourself. And in that centering, then anything else that comes your way, you're able to deflect or respond before the opponent responds, etc. So that's one example.
Good stuff. Thank you so much. Debbie Maisha.
I was having technical difficulty, so I missed out on some of y'all's lessons. All right, so we're doing 5, just 5, right? Jesus Christ.
We're going to tap into the audience to see what they talk about in a few. But
5 lessons. All right. So the biggest lesson that I learned, honestly, are we just talking about this year or this decade?
This decade. I know it's been a lot, but we got to narrow it down.
Oh, no. Yeah, I hear that. So I learned how to use my voice. That's the biggest lesson that I learned this decade, and literally learned how to use my voice. When I left my my marriage in 2011, I developed hyperthyroidism. So I literally had to learn how to speak up for myself, and how to have more of a voice, because I was always the very shy. People swear that I'm not, but I was the shy, quiet person that just didn't say anything. So that I had to learn. Number 2, I had to learn not to be afraid of my power.
Woo!
Yeah.
Damn, should have been my number 2. Go to.
And at first that seemed like a very arrogant thing to think about or to say in my head, because I was kind of taught, I mean, my parents were well-meaning, but I think I was taught kind of like humility was a big thing. And so in my mind, I think humility meant to just not take up too much space, So it was like kind of like be small type of thing. So the biggest lesson that I learned was to not be afraid of the power that I had. Number 3 is patience, but I think that's a lesson for every decade. Things have not happened as fast as I would like them to happen. It's caused me a lot of frustration, and I notice when I want things to happen quick and I try to move too quick, the shit doesn't go right. So I have had to learn to slow down, and ended up with a knee injury to help me do that. I love how the body's like, no.
Sit that ass down.
That's right. This is what you're doing. Number 4, I got deeper into my own understanding of finances.
Child.
By the way, on a side note, I have to thank Raziki and my sidereal reading for that, to help me understand that, because I was really sitting here like, why is this happening?
The abundance is right there, ma'am. Right there. Okay.
It's so funny. My middle son, I think, or my youngest son, asked me what was my lowest point that I could think of in my life, and I was like, I said, applying for cash welfare. I literally cried. This is like 2 years ago. I cried when they took, and here's the funny, I'm sitting in the office, they're taking my picture. These people don't care. And, I'm crying, like literally, like there's tears coming down my face. Mariah Carey's song Hero is playing, right? And so then the hero comes along. And I'm just like, so that was my picture on my EBT card, right? So that was the low point. All right, so learning how to take control of my finances. And And the fifth lesson that I learned how to take control of my own sex. And when I say that, it's me. And when I say that, I mean, I still have this idea in my head that I had to like be a yes, like, so sex to me was still this, the guy did it, right? Like I was there, he would flip me over, or turn me back, and I was with it, I was for it, but never did I say no. And literally just recently was I in a situation where a dude was like, so you want? I was like, nah, I can't. I'm not in the headspace for the headspace, and I was never the person to ever say no.
How you not get in the headspace for the headspace, child?
Listen, I'm always in the headspace for the headspace, but it was kind of a way for me to practice that. Like I was like, let me use this opportunity because I didn't feel emotionally safe enough.
Yes.
I felt like if I said something different, dude was gonna be kind of mad, and I didn't want him to be mad. So I felt like here's an opportunity for me to see my growth in using my voice and understanding my power. And do I really feel safe as I say I do with men? And this was the perfect man for that. And he made me feel very safe. And he was just like, it's all right. And I was like, score. So this decade, that's the top 5.
Back to your number 3 when you were talking about the power thing, and I'm grateful for the number 5 you said, because I think all women and even some men too can relate to not taking the power back in their pleasure because they're worried about somebody else. And I know for me recently, I've literally, and I'm so grateful you said that, like I've started creating my own experiences because there's some shit I need to experience before I say, I'm ready to settle down and be married and monogamous, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I joke a lot, y'all. This is my coping mechanism. But and then going back to the third part, your authority. And it goes back to like when Sarah and you said, you brought up that video. Like I did a video and I was like, yo, I thank me. Like I give thanks for my ancestors. I give thanks to my spirit guide, all the other stuff. But at the end of the day, it is I who have to decide, am I going to listen to that sign? Am I going to listen to that red flag? So thank me. And like you said, we have been taught to be humble and, play ourselves small, because if I walk around saying, no, thank me, I am the greatest of all time, people are going to get offended. Guess what? That's your problem. Because to me, this is psychology. Like, we got to hype ourselves up. So I thank me. I'm welcome. Self, you're welcome. Thanks, girl. I know. Thank you. I'm doing that all decade. That's what I'm going to do. If y'all see me in the street like this, mind your business. You know what I'm doing. Mind your business. Go ahead.
Oh my God. I was going to say that's why I love Muhammad Ali so much, because he would do that shit for himself. I remember being a child, before the whole, discourse about, I'm beautiful. And I remember thinking like, what? One, because you would never hear a man call themselves beautiful.
Yeah.
And to other people, they're like, oh, well, he's so arrogant. He's so that. But the man had, like, his track record was impeccable. So,
and I think it was such because he believed in himself so much. And it's so funny. Like, this to me is like the rat wheel that we're on in this, especially in Western society. It's like you come in, people hype you up when you're little. Yay, you did stuff. You get all excited because you did stuff. And it's like you go to school, then it's like, no, don't be too hyped. And you're like, oh, okay, but believe in yourself. And so you're real confused. Like you don't know what to do. Right. And so
yourself or not too much. Not
too much. Right. So then you grow up and now you're looking for your validation outside of everybody else to let you know, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? And then you're depressed because your real self wants to be like, hell yeah, you're fucking okay. Come on with it. Now you're depressed. You got to take all the meds that they tell you to take because now your brain is all fucked up. And then the next thing you know, you're going through some crisis later on in your life. And part of that is because you were taught that you just can't think too highly of yourself. And there's a difference between saying, there's a difference between conceit, right? No one else on this earth,
right?
Can ever do any better than me.
Yeah,
and saying no one else on this earth can ever do what I do, because that's the truth. No one on this earth can do what I do, Ricardo do, Raziki do, Sheridan do, because there's only one of each of us.
Right.
Correct.
Fact.
Yeah, it's not. It is. It is. Yeah. I know that's right, child. She had the neck woman and everything. I'm serious. But you know what? And I have to give a pass to us. Like next decade, we get passes on being of hyping ourselves up to the fullest, because for a very long ass time, we've had so many things outside of us, forget our own negative self-talk, but outside of us that is perpetuating that keep yourself down there. Fuck that. 2020 and beyond, or I don't even want to say 20, just starting today. You know what I'm saying? Like, we boosting yourselves up. And this is what me and my best friend, we would do after the club. And this is no lie. And clearly we'd be drinking some alcohol, so we're a little inebriated. But we would just be outside, and let's just say y'all walking by, we'd be like, yes, queen, yes, king, get. And people looking at us like, what the F? But you enjoy somebody you don't know beating you up for no reason at all. We need to see more of that. So if y'all see me, if you walking past me in the street and I'm just like, yes, king, yes, queen, okay, just accept it. Don't look at me funny. Just accept the props. It's amazing to see when somebody do that. They're like, what? Why are we uncomfortable with being praised? Why are we uncomfortable with being shouted out and all that stuff? Like, what kind of program? Nah, we switching that shit up, And I know many of y'all probably watching this like, oh, you thought we was gonna talk about a bunch of penis and vagina. No, like Tantra is more than penis and vagina. Even though I like penis, Ricardo likes vagina, whoever else, whatever. But my No, I didn't want to. I caught myself. I was like, oh, wait, I can't.
She said, I like penis, Ricardo likes vagina. And,
everybody else, I'm sorry. No.
The hot mess going on over that side.
I caught myself. I apologize in public on camera. But, moving forward, look, we stopping all that. We bigging ourselves up. We are the shit. We are the greatest of all time. Black Tantra Group is the best that ever did it. And it's not conceited. It's just can't nobody do it like we do, because we are who we are. So, hey, that's what that is.
That is all it is. I think and I've had this theme running through my own mind. I think the last decade was real good for everybody to get your trauma out.
Yeah,
get it out. And the song like Mary J. Blige's "No More," she's like the most trauma-filled singer of all time to me. But her song "No More Drama" is playing in my head. Like the end of it. And I feel like that's the end of 2020. Like that's like that whole like the choir coming in at the end. That's the end of 2019. Because when it comes into 2020, even when I'm working with people, like I don't mind hearing your backstory, but we're not staying there. Okay, that's what happened. Cool. So what are we doing now? Well, I can't. No, what are we doing now? Because we can't change that. We're not going back there. This is not Freudian psychotherapy where we're going to go back to you being 3 years old. We can't do that because we can't change it. Right? We can help you reframe it, but that's about
the narrative. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But we have to move forward because people got so stuck. Trigger warnings were everywhere, all over Facebook. Please, I'm not triggered. Don't warn me. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we have to do that.
This is another thing too, piggybacking off your point. I became more comfortable with not being liked, because here's the thing. My medicine, I'm not here for you to like me, yo. It's great that you do. I'm here for you to get what you need so you can grow. And if that comes with you not liking me so much, I'm okay with that. But you got this work. That's what's really important, because a lot of times, like as practitioners, and going back to that space, Maisha, listen, if you trying to stay in that space, yo, don't call me, because I'm don't call me. I'm not going to stay there with you. I may listen for a little bit just so we can get you to where you need to be, but I'm not staying there with you. And as we evolve as practitioners and beings, there's just certain thought processes or states of frequency we can't go back to, because then that's going to be detrimental to my growth. And, you know, just for it to be a lesson with everybody, okay, not just being comfortable with the art of you detaching from things, but people may need to detach from your ass too. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever their truth, whatever, and because I know a lot of us, sometimes we become a prisoner to who let us go. Or we're afraid of losing people. Oh, yes, honey. We're afraid of losing people. And I had to realize everybody got a choice to fuck with me or not. Excuse my expression. But that's the realness to it. I can't get offended. I am detaching from the expectation that people are obligated to be in my life, that people are obligated to interact with me a certain way. So, you know, and this is just for me. And I understand why I've chosen to not get into a relationship is because all of these paradigms that I'm coming into now, they have to shift. Because if I was still operating in that, I'ma still be upset, I'ma still be hurt, I'ma still be the victim, I'ma still get played. Nah, ain't none of that. I'm straight.
Let the church say amen. Because I've felt all of that and right there with it, especially on the being liked, is real hard. I've been practicing with looking at people's comments that, you know, I mean, I don't get too many, but the ones that sometimes I used to feel it right in my solar plexus. And I was, and you know, I'd be like, damn, Mace, you just let them take your power like that? Like you just feel it right there. It's like, oh, they just snatched your power away. And I was like, well, who is this? And why am I upset that they don't like what I just said? Like, is it more important for them to like me? Like, so we're here to deliver a message, especially the four of us, right? We understand that. That's why we're here. We put ourselves out there. We're here to deliver a message, right? Yeah. And that has nothing to do with whether you like what it is or not. The message still must come through. And if it ain't for you,
pass on it.
And that's okay. Make space for the people who came to hear it. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a very important piece, and that definitely goes back into the power. And for people who are wondering, well, how come you're not talking about sex? Because you can't have sex so you can deal with this. The reason why people are running around all fucked up is because they're trying to find their power and find this you like me and find this in sex. Grown adults. Like, we have children doing this, right? These are grown adults looking to find themselves in someone else, looking for someone else to fill them up, looking for someone else to validate them. And then you walk away talking about, he used me. Nah, didn't you get orgasms out of that too? But what you was really looking for was a relationship, and he didn't give it to you, so now you feel used, right? Or I took her out, but she ain't give me what I wanted. Well, were you clear? Did you say what you wanted, or were you just hoping to pay for it and then she give it to you? Because it would have been easy for you to go to Craigslist and just get yourself a chick or some, a hooker, and just you would have got what you paid for. But you're trying to do it on the sneak tip. No, y'all gonna be honest about what it is that you're looking for and what you want, and you're gonna stop using sex as the way to get it, as the weapon that you're using. Right, so we can't even get to that yet until we start dealing with this here. People think that this and that is not connected.
Yeah, and it is.
Right.
And you know what? I swear you just trigger so much shit. But especially the people, because this is what I used to do, and I'm going to put myself out there. Oh, I'm just highly sexual. I'm just highly, when really it was, I'm not highly sexual. I was looking for love. I'm not highly sexual. I was fucking a lot of people because I was looking for connection. I'm not highly sexual. I was because I was validation. I'm not really so we gonna stop that too, because that was me. Now I still have that energy, right? But I understand that it's from a authentic foundation now, right? That energy is high because I understand the beauty and I like creating with it, not because I'm seeking all of these things. And I may create it with myself. It doesn't mean I'm just let me just stop, because people are gonna be like, I really don't. I'm serious. It's just
no, because you just told on me, You know, and it's all good. Like you just told on all of me from 2012 to 2014. You know, and it was cool. It was good times. I'm not mad.
Yeah.
But but now,
I don't regret it, but
right.
Yeah.
So what's funny when you practice or teach tantra, people assume that you're having sex. Now add to that the fact that I'm polyamorous, so people assume that I'm having a lot of sex. Yeah, I've literally had sex I think 6 times this year. Wow. And people are always like, "What?" And I'm like, "You don't understand. Quality over quantity. I will wait. I've gone 7 months, 9 months without any peen, and I'm perfectly fine. I got some toys. I got hands. I have my imagination. I'm very good, and I still create with that. There's no way. Like there are dudes who are like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, like your energy stinks.
Yeah.
Like, it stinks like breath. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I can't.
Boo boo, no. What are you doing?
I can't. Like, you look good, but that's an absolute. And at one, and it's funny because at one time I'd have been all over that, all over it. But now I'm just like, I don't think so. Yeah. So yeah, I will hold out for quality. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I want to touch on the truth and the truth aspect of speaking. I remember seeing a post earlier.
Give add-on
You thought he was gonna come up with a story, like a fresh story.
When we talking about our dirty laundry, you better hear some. Come on,
no, I don't have any. I don't have any recent laundry. I mean, maybe some years ago, but
okay, well, let's hear that.
I'll get back to that in a second. But someone posted something interesting about being honest and upfront about your intentions. Like, and the post was directed towards men in particular. Of like, if you meet a woman and you express interest in her, but you don't see a long-term engagement with her, let her know upfront, right? And this one person commenting on the post was like, but we still want to have sex. So if we tell the truth, then we're not going to be able to have sex. And in reading this post, I was just like, wow, I've been telling friends that for years, like, if all you're looking for is sex, put it out there. You know, the lying and cheating and deceiving, you never know whether or not she in this in this instance would be open to saying yes or no. But the fact that you put it out there, you're just walking in your truth on, whatever that is at that period in time. Because I found myself going back, telling a story in the past. I really wasn't into a particular person, and I felt that they were very much into me, and I definitely wanted to sleep with her. But at the same time, I was just like, you know what? My moral compass wouldn't allow me to venture there, because I knew that genuinely she had feelings for me, and I didn't for her, and I didn't want to cross that line. So I just kind of like, you know what? I don't think this is going to work out. And then I've been in situations where, I wasn't into her. She was okay with it. And it was like, oh, okay. All right, cool.
Right.
But the honesty and forthrightness of just saying what's where you are relative to getting into a relationship is important. So fellas, those that flow that way, I say, just put it out there. Like, let her make the decision on how she wants to flow, if she wants to flow with you or not. But at least she knows that I think she will respect you a lot more too. Just,
I think sometimes men don't give us the benefit of the doubt, even though I can understand, because some women, we may not be emotionally mature enough to handle that. But on your part, especially, what was important was you put your moral over the need to bust a nut, because you knew if you had sex with this girl, she was going to be emotionally more attached to you, and you like, nah, I don't even want that. So kudos to you for that, because a lot of men are not able to do that. Right. Not at all. But Sarah, didn't it look like you had some juice, girl? So let's get to it.
Well, yeah. Well, several things that also goes back to.
He want to be all safe with his stories.
No, he was so nice.
This ain't too spicy, but just to piggyback real quickly, you know, about Ricardo and his moral compass and making that choice to not do that. That's where that heart connection, to his penis came in, where it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna honor her enough to not take her there. Like, so I just wanted to say that real quick. But going back to being open and honest and forthright, yes, some women are looking for relationships, but women like sex just as much, if not, if more, of men. So lots of times we just want to ride too. Like, it's okay. You know, like one of my friends, you know, the guy said, "Oh, I want to get to know you. I want to just say that you want to fuck." Like, because it's up to us to be like, nah, or okay. And I had a situation like that. We're actually really good friends now. Like when we first started talking, after a while, I was like, "Look, I hope you fuck another woman because I'm fucking other dudes." And he was like, literally, like that was his face. He was like, I couldn't think something like that. And I'm like, look, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want any miscommunication. Like, look, because you're doing it anyway.
That's another thing for 2020. A lot of y'all brothers, listen, I know this is a hard blow. I know. This motherfucker your whole head up. But listen, women have been side dicking for years, my friend. Okay? Years. Women are, and you know what really pisses me off? They be like, "Oh, well, the lion in the jungle, he has no." Yeah, I'm a whole fucking human. Number one. Number two, what they don't tell your ass is, even though a lioness may birth a cub with the king, but she's having sex with other male lions. So you're not a hoe, you're a lioness, sis. That's what
you have to find the exact anecdotal, not the anecdotal, we call it parenthetical quotation or whatever. Yeah. But apparently there's a chemical that is released in ejaculate that's supposed to like cancel out other semen, right? So why would it be in place if there weren't other semen that may or may not? So it ain't, you know what I mean? Like, so
they're dropping some science.
That's how you back it up, because we can't just be talking stuff with no scientific backing, okay? Since a lot of people want to get into the logical stuff, but that is so very true. That's so very true. Like we have to get rid of these false perceptions of especially when men try to say what naturally a woman does. Boy, if y'all sit your ass down somewhere, not all women are built the same. So I really implore men, because this is why a lot of them are hurt. This is why a lot of them are bitter, and they're like, "Oh, fuck women." It's because, my brother, you've been lied to, sir. We have allowed these false ass belief systems that's been handed down to us through patriarchy, through religion, through people who are not women, to influence your idea on what a woman is. And even some women who fall under that stereotype, they still don't speak for us all. Like, not all women are built the same, so we got to stop these stereotypes, like, for real.
So it is the Madonna whore syndrome that constantly invades the minds of men and women. It is the good girl, bad girl thing. I cannot do these things. There are men who truly believe that there's certain things they absolutely cannot do with their wives. I've had conversations with them. It's the craziest thing.
Like what?
All right, so here's a perfect example. In this group this is like years ago, right? This group that I was in on Facebook, and we were talking about sex stuff. And dude was like, "I would never like have sex with my wife in an alleyway." I think we were talking about 9.5 weeks or something. Great movie for those women. I think I'm gonna watch it today. So right. He would never have sex with his wife in an alleyway. I was like, pause. So you wouldn't just, if she was like, "Just pull over here," he's like, "No, I would do that with like the side chick or something else, but not my wife. Oh, so you just got just the boring missionary sex in your bed with your wife. Y'all not gonna do nothing freaky or kinky, but you're gonna do that with some other chick? Like the way the brain has to split. Yes.
So I'm confused. Is he saying that his wife and I may have something to add, which is why I'm asking. Is he saying that he would not do it, or that his wife would not be open to the
he would not put her, he would not disrespect her in that way, to have like this crude kind of sex outside of the bedroom in some alley. And I was just perplexed that you would, let's say you would have a woman who was just like, let's jump on it. And a lot of the men agree with him. Just like, no, we don't do that. But you wouldn't.
This is why you're speaking side vagina, because the woman you have at home, you're not allowing her. Ricardo, because I don't want to.
There's a lot of men out there like that. They're living the double brain life.
I don't have nothing to say to that. That don't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Crazy thing. So what happens is they marry the women who they think are respectable, right? Who into whatever that is. But these the same ones out here on Ashley Madison, looking for chick that like sucks sloppy head. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't want to. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I'm confused. Like, why'd you get mad?
I get it.
Yes, it's taught. It's taught.
And that's what I'm saying. I get why they think that way, but I'm just like, you don't see the weirdness in that, the hypocriticism, if that's even a word, the responsibility in that at all. Like, I don't know. But I did want to share this one story real quick. Back to just being upfront. And this has kind of put me out there, but this was some real shit. So me and this guy, awesome sex, okay? Just freaking phenomenal. And it got to a point where we both realized this is all we have. This isn't going anywhere. So he said to me, he was like, okay, don't get offended. And of course, I'm all Miss Tantra. You can't offend me. You know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, I want you to come over and have sex. But can you, like, leave after we're done? And I said, this bitch, I am looking for. You do not tell me that but he was being truthful. Like, listen, because I like to cuddle. I want to go to sleep. I want to be, but we not in that space. So why? You know what I'm saying? Granted, I didn't know because I don't care. I spend the night. You just don't have me.
Okay, hello. Right now.
Right. At least he was honest. Now maybe a day or two, like next week we got it in again. But for that, I'm like, no, I spend the night. You don't send me home. So what you thought it was. So yeah, my ego was hurt. But at the end of the day, I was like, yo, I can't, because I get hungry. Like you will feed me. And you may not have wanted all that response. You gotta cuddle me, then you gotta feed me, and then you gotta engage it. I get it. So whatever.
That's the energetic price of admission.
Exactly.
The energetic price of admission. And I've been fortunate enough to have dudes, when I, from 2012 to 14, it's just a little blurry, but I was fortunate enough to have dudes who would like pick me up, take me to their house, cook me dinner, good sex, sleep, got me breakfast, dropped me home. And I was like, this became the expectation.
Yeah, that's how I'm spoiled. Right.
Right.
With that, I'm like, what?
But so now this also brings up the point, because the dudes heads are messed up, and Raziki, you reminded me of this too, that so women y'all gonna not like me for this. Women don't listen. Women just don't listen. We don't. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Women want to know what they know, and that's it. So when dude is like, I'm not interested in a relationship, women are like, so what you're really saying is, if I try harder, you will be. No, I'm not. I just want to have sex. So what you're saying is, if I sex you enough, and I give you that real good, if I make you fall in love with this, you're gonna fall in love here. And he's like, nah. And then it's like, wait, I don't understand. Why are you seeing her? I said.
Yeah,
I was not interested in a relationship.
That's some real shit, Aisha. We be creating stuff. We be fantasizing. It's like you said, he could be like, look, I don't want a relationship. And then in your mind be like, oh, he just saying that because blah, 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 blah. And I can get him to blah. And no. So you're right. We don't. And a lot of the times we set our own self up for failure. We do. Because we don't be fucking listening. Regardless if he say it or if there are red flags. And we pay attention. Now, granted, some dudes go out their whole way to lie and manipulate. I ain't talking about them situations. Right. I'm talking about specifically where we were told up front, you see the red flags, you felt it, but you still denied to listen. Not only to what he was saying, but what he was showing you and what you felt.
Because y'all need to understand, Love and Basketball was a really good movie, but some of y'all be trying to play that game at the end of the movie, and that was scripted. You understand what I'm saying? Like some of y'all think, nah. I can still get him, even though he's with a whole fiance, right? No, I can still get him. That's how it happened in Love and Basketball. You know, that's how it happened in Jerry Maguire, which You Complete Me. Like I could get the bad boy to change. I could. No, that's scripted. Hollywood done messed your heads up, and none of us have enough of a real understanding of what an actual relationship is. And so we think that's what it is. And then we're heartbroken when it's not scripted correctly in our own lives. Women go out and get this dude and think, oh, I know he was hoeing, but I know I can get him to change like so-and-so in the movie did. Right. Like I can get him to be different. And then when he's not different, now you feel used. Yeah. You feel used. And you weren't using him to try and validate your own self again and feel better about who you were and get somebody to love you like you did something, like you won a prize.
Girl, they ain't ready.
Not a victim.
Yeah. We're not doing that. Accountability is key, ladies. Accountability. Because some of y'all be talking about how bad women is, but bro, come on. You knew damn well that's not. You knew when her house was dirty as shit that you should have stopped talking to her, or when she don't know how to resume.
You know shit, right? You know shit.
Because what they do is they want to be, oh, I'm Captain Save this woman. And then you get disappointed, and then your story, your narrative is women ain't shit. Bro, why are you using these chicks with a dirty ass house and who god dang is proud that they've been, you know, they don't have to take responsibility, like just all kinds of shit. And like I'm like, no,
coming in to feel like Superman.
Yeah, and then and particularly because there was one brother who was like, you know, oh, my wife, she don't do nothing, she don't work, But didn't you tell her she don't have to work? Didn't you, you know, like create this space for her where she felt like she didn't have to work? And now, so like we gotta stop creating situations, and then when it becomes a problem, we want to complain. We really gotta stop doing that shit for real. And yeah, some of y'all men got to be mindful where you sticking your penis too, because a lot of women, it's some toxic ass. Let me tell you, it ain't worth it. So
listen, I tell my sons. I just told one. I think it was last night. Somebody was making some jokes about wearing condoms. I was talking to the 14 and the 20-year-old, and I mean they haven't had any sex as of yet, and I'm all right with that. But I was like, listen here. Once somebody gets pregnant, you have no say. I'm just being perfectly honest with you. Especially if you're not married, just understand you have no say. So you would want to put a condom on, and you would want to be real. Like I feel so bad. Like I almost think they just not trying to have sex with nobody. Like you will want to be clear because you don't want to be attached to a woman who the sex was good, right? But, right, and now she's carrying your baby, and they are. Right. Yeah. And with her whole family. Oh, no, I don't want to have to fight for custody for no grandchildren. So I've explained to them. And there's a lot of dudes out there that's how they get caught out there. And they just figure she's going to be like, I'm not keeping it. And he's like, nah, I'm going to have your baby.
Yeah. It's all about accountability. Because so if any of us got toxic baby mamas and daddies, that is his fault. Let's just be real. And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way, and it's not like you chose that person on purpose, but based on where you were during that time, whatever frequency you was on, you're still accountable for that. You know, so it's not like, you know, don't be so offended, but understand it was your choice. So now moving forward, You have the choice to continue choosing toxic people. And like Maisha said, it's quality over quantity. And that's another thing we have to break away ourselves, break away is being okay with being patient. And that is something that I battle with. And I again ain't trying to put my business out, but I tried to be celibate. I'm being honest. I tried, okay, and have acted every time, okay. What does that say about me? Could I have a lack of self-control? Possibly. Could I have an over need for pleasure? Hey, I'm just being honest about where I have been through my journey. So,
nothing wrong with that. I mean, I tell people, I say, if you can't eat at a restaurant alone, you shouldn't be dating.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are afraid to be alone. They're afraid to go to the movies alone, to go out and eat alone. I mean, I've had people literally say, well, people will be looking at me. And I'm like, no, there's no one paying attention to you if you're eating by yourself. Bring a book.
Yeah.
But people are so scared to be by themselves.
Or how it looks to other people.
Right. That they will be with anything, not anybody, anything, in order to not be alone. No, you need to go. You need to be able to go places by yourself and enjoy yourself so much that now you want to share that with somebody else, not wait till you have somebody and then go enjoy your life.
Hey, Maisha, that's very that's really, really a strong statement in terms of that enjoying yourself. I remember the first time I not went to the movies by myself, but told a male friend of mine that I went to the movies by myself, and he was like, "What? You didn't have a date? You wasn't hanging with the boys?" I'm like, "No." Once I realized that once I'm in the movie, whoever I'm with, I'm having my own experience, then it didn't matter whether I had somebody there with me. And so when I'm eating or going out, or doing an adventure, that I enjoyed, then it didn't matter who else is there because I'm already having my own experience. Someone else is there, then I'm sharing that with them. So, enjoy yourself.
I have to learn how to share. I will say I have that because I do everything by myself. So I have no problem. I've gone to clubs by myself. I've gone to swingers clubs by myself. I've gone to BDSM clubs by myself. I've gone to the movies by myself, museums. I will go all kinds of places. Like I won't even call anybody and ask them if they want to go. I'm just like, oh, that's happening. I'm going, And so I will have to learn how to open up and share that with someone else because poor dude's gonna be forgotten.
I was about to ask you that because for me, it's almost to a point where I'm like, do I even want somebody else around? I've been enjoying me so much, like not to say do I want somebody else around, because of course that's always necessary sometimes. But when I think about waking up every day, going to sleep every night, and I gotta you're a part of my life every day. I'm like, do I really want that? And so I take my time talking to married couples. Some people be like, while other people be like, for real. While other people be like, no, it's so beautiful, but it takes hard work, and I get that. And it's just about being honest because some people have gotten married or in relationships, and you're not ready to share yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very important that, you get all that you time that you can get so that, like Mike said, you do get to a point where you actually want to share yourself. Whereas some people get so into themselves, they just want to stay like that. And that's okay too. But you got to go through the motions to really know what you really want. So,
Right. Yeah, it's very me. I'm happily solo poly, and I'm okay with that. It's people running around trying to be in a lot of things. And I did the dating thing. It's very interesting. I don't like it. I don't like the dating. But I'm very happy with you come here. Actually, I'm really happy with me go there, spend the night, and then me come home. Like I'm very comfortable with that. But I've also been married, so I've had that experience, and it was cool. Like marriage to me wasn't hard. My ex-husband made it a difficult thing to do, but I got married so young, and I tell people all the time I became a wife and a mother before I became a woman. And so I knew what that was. I didn't know how to be a woman until after I got divorced. So marriage to me was like this. It was a thing I did. I was 23. I don't know anything. I didn't have enough life for it to be hard, you know. So it was like extended dating, just with some kids. Now, marriage would be it would be interesting. It would, yeah.
Okay. Well, we still about Black love. We ain't here to say no to marriage, yes to marriage. We're just all about whatever best
options
fits your lifestyle. Yeah, just being okay with your options. And yeah, that's all I got. I don't know, guys.
So do we have any other lessons anybody else learned, or any lessons that people, did we already do that while my computer was all funky?
No, we haven't done that.
Well, I do remember one person posted in the group what they learned, and I can't quote it verbatim, but pretty much just picking your battles. And I know this person is married; they are married, you know. So, you know, one of the questions that I always ask about, you know, to married couples is, you know, what's the secret? You know what I'm saying? You know, how do you really get through sharing your life with somebody for so long? And it really is like, yeah, is this worth arguing about, or do I just need to like not even address this at all? So, and I could take that through life, pick your battles, you know, in life in general, not just in relationships. But yeah, so that was one thing that they were like, definitely a top 5. So yeah. Communication is key, but that's key for any relationship. Like the things that people have to do in marriage it's the same things you would need to do in any relationship. It's just you have to do it on a much more consistent basis. And as I was talking to my brother who recently got married, and I did a video as well, just talking to people that being married is not about being in love. And I think that's where people get tripped up. They think it's about being in romantic love, and it's not. Being married is about your personal growth. The purpose of marriage is growth, your spiritual growth, and all of that. And that can come with some painful stuff that happens. And there are times when you don't like the person that you're married to. You love them in the sense that you love their person. But there are days you just don't like this person. How the way they chew is making you just want to rip their tongue out of their mouth. Is you know, but you have to remember that this is the person that you agreed to grow with. And you need somebody who's going to grow with you, because you will not be the same person year 1 as you are year 10, as you are year 20. And people have to understand that the person you marry in a way is the person you get. Yes. Don't expect them to change, but understand that they might. And you need to be prepared to navigate that. So it's important that you be best friends, and it's important that you communicate, and it's important that you be honest, even if it's something that's going to hurt the other person. You have to be able to go through that pain. Especially if it comes to the discussion of like your relationship style or how you want to move forward. Because I know the biggest battle for me, like what you said, Maisha, like people can be together, you love them, but you don't like them. And then it's like the moments when I don't like your ass, and then I still got to worry about, or not even worry about, but the whole, like, I don't want to have sex with you just because I'm your wife. I got to like, yeah, I love you, but I want to like you in this moment too. But I also understand some women to try to circumvent their man from stepping out. You go on and roll over anyway and just be like, fine, come on. You know, I don't want to feel like that. You know, it's like, I don't want to feel like that. And so I'm going to be honest, like my biggest question for me, like, especially since I met y'all, okay, is do I want monogamy or poly? Like, that's my biggest thing. And I see, you know, and I'm like, okay, I don't have children yet. And I feel like a monogamous situation would be best if I'm trying to cultivate some children. But then I also realized like 5-10 years, let's be real, okay? We may want to explore some other thing. And I just want to be in the type of relationship where we can have that honest discussion and we don't get offended. And I know I'm saying this now, and then if the situation comes, I'll be like, hell nah, nigga, that's my dick. You know what I'm saying? But I'm being real. I'm working.
Oh my God.
That's real. No, that is real. That is real.
It's real because where I'm at right now, like I do let men know who are interested in me. Like, okay, we're interested, but I will date other men. It doesn't mean I'm having sex with them. But if I choose to date, it's not a problem because we're not in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where I'm on the fence at right now, y'all. So I hope over this next year I get it together.
I will tell you from my energetic medium perspective, I have never seen you with one man.
Really?
Ever. Even when I first met you in 2015, I thought you were polyamorous.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've never, your energy has never been, you know, one person. I can see you with a person who you bear children with, right? Who is that person?
That, yeah,
right? I could see that, but your energy screams too much like, all right, so I'm gonna tell the whole world right now, and I can see you taking this picture. I can see Seven taking this picture too. There's a picture that I want with me sitting on a throne and like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 dudes around me, right? Like my men. You know what I'm saying? My kings, like right there. That's you, right?
Yeah.
So I've never seen you with only one man for until death do you part. I don't know. I could be wrong. The Sarah and Ricard, I don't see that in you.
I feel you. No, I understand. Go ahead, Sarah.
Mr. Riziki, don't feel bad because when you were talking about the, I remember I wasn't older than 13, laying in the bed, going to it. I think I might want to get married, but do I really want to have sex with this person forever? Like, what if I want to, but it's a valid question to ask yourself at that age. I mean, it's
at that age.
I don't know. I was very, I told my mom I wanted to have sex when I was 5, so whatever.
It's not even all about the sex. Like, okay, I'm a big deal. Like, that's one thing I know I'm a big fucking deal. So, I got the Tantra thing. I got international business going on. I have so many things. And it's like to expect one man to help me fulfill all of these things. That's a lot on him. And it's like, I think about, I want to be able to, okay, yes, we have kids, but let's just say if me and this guy have great chemistry, but what's most important is we can build a business. We can build a business, get generational wealth popping for all of the kids involved. And if we choose to have sex, it's not a problem. Not to say it's a mandatory, because my thing, like the older I get, my relationships are founded on what can we produce. And I don't feel guilty about that. I'm not befriending nobody or dealing with nobody that I can't build with. That's just not where I'm at. Moving forward. So it's not all about that, so yeah, so that has been and I think, and I know what's coming up for me is those belief systems of, I should only be with one man because I'm a woman. I'm going to be labeled as this because I desire multiple, and it's, and I had to sit back and realize, well, why haven't I had a relationship longer than 9 months?
Well, I mean, it goes back to the whole, character structure thing, which we'll get into the retreats and stuff like that. But not everybody can do the same thing. Right. Not everybody, you're going to have your warrior, you're going to have your this one, you're going to have your that one. And that's just what it is. And that's okay. So
with that being said, I am opening the market for co-husbands. Okay. Let's get it. If you got wives already, girlfriends, like, hey, what's up, sis? How we about to get this popping? You know what I'm saying? So I invite my future co-husbands to come on in. Okay. We ain't say shit about our retreats coming up, y'all. We'll tell the people what we got going on.
Let's do that. Yeah. I got to get the itinerary out.
All right. Let's go. What'd you say?
I said, I don't have the itinerary out. Let me get this out because Ricardo so nicely sent the updated version and it looks so pretty.
It does. I need to see it.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
All right. All right, so we have. Oh Lord, y'all want me to try to share my screen? All right, hold on.
Yes, honey, share that. Yes, y'all. So for those who don't know, the Charlotte itinerary is on and popping. We also have a retreat going on in LA Malibu area. So whichever coast you're on, the East Coast hit us up in Charlotte. The West Coast hit us up in Cali. And yes, let's see what's up with that itinerary.
All right, are y'all seeing my screen?
Oh wait, hold on.
No.
No.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, me.
All right, now?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so I can't see y'all, so y'all have to just guide me through. Yes, okay. That's us.
Yes.
Who them people?
Yeah. So we are coming back exactly like 1 year later from our original date. So our Tantraversary going down Charlotte, March 5th through the 8th, 2020. So we definitely look forward to y'all joining us. So here is the price breakdown. We have single pass or day passes and overnight passes for both singles and couples who can also be buddies. So if it's 2 women, 2 men, y'all want to just save some money, get a couple buddy pass, you can do that too. And the prices include 4 very dope workshops, 3-night accommodations, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then also we definitely allow those monthly payment plans, like, the layaway option. You could do that. BTG After Dark.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. You want to
okay.
Turns up BTG. Now I want to say all activities and workshops are optional, not mandatory. But if you're going to pay your money, you may want to get involved so you can learn. But the BTG After Dark is definitely hands-on. Again, optional. We won't get too much into that. Okay, plant medicine ceremony. We got a private chef. We have private tantric sessions we're offering you all at an additional cost. So definitely, if you're interested with Maisha, Ricardo, Sarah, or myself, get with us so we can schedule you for that. But of course, you have to be at the retreat. Okay, so day 1. Take it away.
All right, these are pictures of the actual place, y'all. These are pictures of the actual spot. These aren't just stock photos. This is where we're having the retreat. So we got a fire pit going on here. I just want to point that out to everyone. All right, go on.
So I'm gonna tell y'all. So aside from the workshops, we're still going to be doing some of our witchy, poo-ish, shamany, magical stuff. So that fire pit is definitely going to play a great part in that. So day 1, check-in for all guests begin at 7 p.m. You will be greeted so that you can get acquainted with your new surroundings. And, it's definitely going to be time to unwind. So we have our meet and greet where we get familiar with everybody from 6 p.m. to 7:15. Then we're going to hop into some dinner. And then to help everybody get into the mood, we have a special tea ceremony for you all. Now, we will have options because some people be getting tested at work while others don't. So, we'll have options for that. And then we're going to go to bed. All right. And y'all may stay up. I don't know. Day 2. Yeah.
Ricardo or Sarah, do you guys want to describe day 2?
Go ahead, Sarah.
So we're gonna open the morning. Why am I talking like this all of a sudden? Anyway.
I know. She put the phone sex. So we're gonna open the morning.
Turned on
with some breakfast.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Yes, we're gonna open the day with your morning movement to get the blood circulating and to combine your mind and body together. We're gonna have an amazing breakfast too. Wait, hold on, y'all calling me? No. After breakfast,
we're getting all turned on by your voice. Go ahead.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah,
I like
it. It's what I'm supposed to do. Thank you. We're gonna be talking about the archetypes and the character structures, basically giving you the outside of the orgasms and all the fun stuff, the actual purpose of Tantra to expand and move past all the things that we were talking about in this relationship live and other relationship live. Then after lunch, we're going to be with Riziki, And she's going to open with Journey Through the Body, which if you were at Newark, it's dope shit. Just traveling through and connecting to all of your energy centers, getting to know them, talking to them, and expelling whatever needs to not be in there. So then 3 to 7, we're going to break. This is an opportunity for you to rest, or it's an opportunity to have private sessions with any one of us. Then there's dinner, and then from 9 o'clock, it's what, Maisha?
BTG at the time. Yes.
Right. So it's part 2 of Riziki's Journey Through the Body, much more hands-on, and getting deeper into
the
actual journey. Deeper.
Real.
Oh, geez, Lord. Okay. All right, y'all. All right.
Day 3 starts off just like day 2. You know, we started each day.
I'm sorry, Ricardo came in like a teacher from First Bueller and whatnot. Just cut that shit. Ricardo's like, day 3 starts off.
Right. After dark, boy. Like, Sheridan, come on, man. Come on.
Mr. Parker, would you care to take us through day 3?
Yes, Mr. Parker.
Certainly. Day 3, we start off with a morning meditation before getting into our breakfast. And the first workshop for the day is going to be led by myself and Serdin, and we'll be talking and taking you through genital reflexology. You know, the image on the right hand side is some of the visuals that I and Serdin would be using in that workshop. After that, we have lunch, and lunch is followed by another workshop that's being led by Maisha called Sex Magic Basics. Now, I'm going to have to tell you, for those of you who have been watching Maisha's posts and stuff and never been in a workshop with her, I definitely want to encourage you to be at this retreat, because she's going to set it on fire. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, after you're all juicified after that workshop, you can spend some time relaxing, digesting what you've what was shared with you, or you can have the opportunity to book a session with either one of us. That'll be followed by dinner. Again, dinner's being catered by a private chef. And after your stomach is full, and we're going to take you through another BTG After Dark. And this one also being led by Maisha and the guest, Central BDSM Orgasmic Creation. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, let me tell y'all something. Hey, y'all thought I'm the fire starter? No, ma'am. No, sir. Maisha, okay?
No.
Especially Central BDSM, okay? So you're in the building in this workshop, because I'm gonna be participating. I'm gonna tell you, don't y'all tell me. I'm gonna tell you right now. Go ahead.
Can you imagine all 3 of us? Maisha go,
Look, I got something to say after that. I love it. Just close it out. Day 4, we're gonna have a breakfast closing circle from 7 to 9. 9:30 will be checkout. 9:30 is the checkout. All right, and then we will see you at the next one. Now, real quick. Oh, Sharon said, where do I go to find the price and payment?
BlackTantraGroup.com. Sorry.
Let me put the link in here real quick.
Yeah.
And that's just the regular link, but let me go and hook up get you guys the actual link to the page, so you don't have to worry about navigating too much. So with the Central BDSM, all I'm going to say is, at our retreat at Newark, there were certain people, in the audience that was like, nah, man, I ain't about that life. Yeah. And by the end, it was a different story. So it is not what you think. It is an amazing experience, and I know that you all are going to want to. That is the actual link. That way you don't have to worry about navigating the page. It'll take you right there. The second link that I put in the site.
BDSM. And this is important because I was one of them. I was like, hell no, that's white people shit. That was my mentality.
I was talking about you.
Yeah, as you should, because I'm like, nah, that's that white people shit. I'm good, you know. But when I started really seeing and learning the psychology behind it and how when you from the space of, oh, let me just whip your ass for shits and giggles versus no, this is a transformative experience. This is about teaching about letting go of control or teaching you how it's okay to be submissive. What does submissive really mean? Right. Ooh. And it changed me like in a way where I realized I like dominant. I'm still working on it.
No, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
I'm realizing that.
Oh, like, for sure. Yeah, there would have been. I mean, that's not even a question. Like,
I think I'm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you are not. You are not sub. At not a thing. Not a bone in your body. Seren's a switch. She can be either. She can be either. Yeah. She was a good dom. She can be either.
You know what? But I didn't know how deep psychologically this stuff is. Like, you got a full bitch, dom, sub, brat, all these types of, and I'm just like, wow. And I think this is what I want to say. I think BDSM, if it was not such a taboo thing, I think there would be like less rape and molestation and like sexual abuse and deviancy. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so ashamed of it and we always want to sweep shit under the rug instead of realizing no matter if you like it or not, people out here got these type of fetishes and stuff that they like. I don't care what you say, what your belief is. It exists. So we can either keep trying to be like, oh no, this is wrong, we're going to act like it exists, or just really recognize it does and address the shit. Like, come on.
And I think, you know, because going back to what you're saying, oh, that's some white people stuff or whatever. Like, people have all different types of fetish. Or I'll step back and say that people are engaging in DS, dominant, submissive dynamics all the time. They just don't know it because it don't have whips and chains assigned to it. If you have somebody and you realize that you're always going to get to doing that stuff for them, you are probably their sub. Sorry, that's just what it is. Like, you know?
Wow.
And also, like, if you like feet, it's not just liking feet. It's a fetish. Like, and that's okay. Some people just got their stuff. You're not just a breast man. That's a fetish, and that's okay. And if it were more, people had more information about it and like you said, the transformative experience, you know, if people would just be way more satisfied, a lot more happier. Yeah.
And this is a reality check, and y'all can attest to this. It'd be doctors, lawyers, preachers, your pediatricians, your deacons. I went to a swingers club. Okay, so I was with this guy, and then this dude came in with two women. He was like, "Oh, damn, that's Pastor so and so," you know. And we also have the stigmatism: men of the cloth don't have certain sexual desires. We gotta stop lying to ourselves about this stuff, man. Like, come on, they're freaks too. That's why they're cheating on the first lady, cause she ain't about that life.
Madonna whore.
You know, like, come on, we gotta stop this. So,
what are you saying, Ricardo?
No, I was just chuckling up on it.
And that's the thing. Going back to it again, you know, yes, we talk about sex, you know, for sure, because sex is important. But understand how people have to take sexual energy seriously, and we don't. We think it's a joke. We think it's games. But when you're just throwing this energy around without having a deeper understanding, like when you have a deeper understanding of it, then it can become that. But when you don't have a deep understanding of it and you have to hide it and you have to sneak, the shame and the guilt that comes along with that seeps into other areas of your lives, that messes up your money, that messes up your job, that messes up your sleep patterns, that messes up your mental illness. It seeps into every other area of your life. You're trying to hold on to it. You're trying to hide it. I know so many people who can't tell people that they're poly, that they're into BDSM, that they're into anything, and have to pretend that they just want to, like how homosexuality is way in the closet type thing. You know, that they're just pretending. And I can't imagine the mental stress, the toll that takes on a person to hide this such a large portion of who you are. And so our goal is to educate you on how to have better sex, but also how to set yourself free. Because what's the point in learning about just genital reflexology if you can't actually express that fully in what it is that you're doing? You have to be set free in order for that to happen. And you have to have the courage to live your life the way you know you're supposed to be living it. That's what we're coming. We're coming to set y'all free. This is about more than some sex. You can have an orgasm by yourself. You don't got to come to us for that. You're coming to us for more than that.
Yeah. And I'll say lastly, I know learning this, I actually become more selective. People think coming into this, you're like, oh, y'all just busting open mad freaks and shit like that. No, you become more selective when you really understand what sexual energy is and the depths of it. And I think that's why so many toxic ass baby mama, baby daddy relationships. Because if you would have knew this science before you laid down with the person, you probably would circumvent a lot of, you know, these connections that you're tied into for the next 18 years or however many long you want to do. So yeah, it's real shit, man. So I'm grateful. So, and we're just here, like, we're not perfect. We still do our every day, but we know enough to share and just create spaces so that you can experience as well. And we're creating these spaces that are safe and just, you know, non-judgmental, so you can come and bust it open in the most secret way.
So again, we're gonna be in Charlotte from March 5th through 8th for everybody who's east of the Appalachian Mountains or somewhere in the Midwest, and you feel like you want to come to Charlotte, you can come on and join us there. That's why we have a house where you can spend the night. For those of you who may be on the West Coast, or who may be the west of the Rockies or that way, we're actually coming to California. I can't remember the dates, y'all, so y'all need to come on and tell them.
17th to the 21st.
Yes, April 17th through the 21st. And we're staying in this beautiful house in Malibu. It's going to be wonderful. Sheridan has an awesome special workshop by the pool that we're not going to get into it. I'm not going to bust you out like that, but I'm excited about it.
Oh, we have a special. Well, how come I don't remember the special workshop right now?
It's activating our melanin. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. All of the melanin. So
all of it. Well, you know the saying where they said, "Kiss me where the sun don't shine." Well, the sun about to shine that day, y'all. It's about to shine that day, baby. Yes, I'm excited.
Oh my God, that's the major selling point for Malibu is the
Because I don't know any retreat who does that. So we're going to be the first. I'm just saying. So
You're right.
Okay.
And for those that engage in the plant life, there's going to be opportunities in our Malibu retreat to engage in some plant life.
Botanicals.
So our tea ceremony is infused with a beautiful a medical herb that we are also familiar with. And for those who are not able to partake, again, we will have an option for you. But yeah, so it's going to be amazing. I'm excited. Co-husbands, hit me up. All right.
I'll find the link for that.
It's getting late. Y'all know I get delirious after a certain time. So, okay. Co-husbands. All right.
God.
I'm asking for opportunities in Ghana. Let's get it. We can all invest. We'll be happy. Like, bring your wife and too. I'll look, cook together and shit and all kinds of stuff. Like, just get it popping. All
right. Awesome.
All right, that's it. That's all I got, y'all. I'm getting crazy right now. I'm telling my business in a second. We done? Are we done? Thank y'all for in Facebook world. We love you so much. Join our group.
We do.
Yeah, if you have not already. Like our page, subscribe to our YouTube where we'll be uploading more material there. Subscribe to our website so you will get our newsletters and updates and cool little extra things we don't share in the public realm of social media. And yeah, last but not least, big shout out to World Views in this partnership. And again, I'm building my team of co-husbands, so let's get that going.
Oh, and don't forget the pro doming.
The pro what?
The pro doming.
The pro doming. Oh yes, if anyone would like to be a subject of mine, or I need to practice, so be a part of my learning journey. Why don't you? And let me dom you. Okay. Anything else?
Oh, and yeah, and don't, yes, we're offering private sessions at both of these retreats.
Yes, we are.
So free to come talk to any of us.
Yes,
we will
upload the itinerary. Right?
Say it again.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to upload the itinerary so that you all can know which sessions we'll be offering and the cost and everything, and our contact information so that you can book with us accordingly.
Yes, that's fine. Yes. I want to know who put the little angry face up there. I'm assuming that was an accident. Look, I'm being funky right now. I'm like, who mad? Who mad? You mad? You definitely need to come to the retreat. Yeah. We have to be smiling by the end. Right. You get your face look like this at the end.
Right. Better get it together. It feels like a masculine energy with the angry face. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah. You want to you ain't got to be mad. Just come holler.
All right, I'm good. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited about our retreats coming up. Charlotte is up first, so you definitely want to get in on that action. The spaces are limited, so we don't have beds for everybody. Okay.
Yeah. Huh? Okay. How many we have left? I think we got one couple room.
One couple room.
One couple.
Okay. One couple's room, right? So, if you need hotels nearby, we can supply that. But please know that, yes, the overnight spaces are limited. So you want to get your deposit secures your spot. They are non-refundable. So you might as well just come on. And make sure that you get in there. And again, if you still want to come afterwards, we'll send you a list of hotels in the area. We don't want you to miss out.
Yeah. And I think for single overnight passes, we have 8, 7.
Yes, 7, one of those 4. Two numbers. One of those 2 numbers.
8 more spaces left, and day passes. I don't know, but the overnight slots is where it's at. I'm gonna just let y'all know right now.
Yeah, it is, because you get to stay and be part of the BTG after dark and all that good stuff. So
day pass people, we can't allow the BTG after dark for certain privacy security reasons. But all those who are overnight definitely are in the BTG after dark. So absolutely.
Yes. All right. Yay. That's all I got.
All right.
That's all I got too, y'all. All right.
All right. So we're gonna get out of here now that you know so much more about us than you ever intended to know. We're going to leave y'all this evening. Just know that we love you all. We will see y'all in March, and then we will also see you in April. Or Raziki said, peace.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.